All right, welcome to another exciting episode of percent increase and decrease. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick review of our previous lesson and then a few practice problems. So let's get started right away. First of all, the quick review is simply this. When you're working, that's a P by the way, not an R. Copy this. When you're working these problems, and the question ends up asking you for what percent did it increase or decrease, remember to put the amount of change on top of whatever the original number is, whether it's a price or just a number, but the original thing. So you really have to stop and think about some problems. And then the x over 100 represents the what percent, okay? So there's your quick reteach is how to properly set up these problems. Now here's a couple of quick examples. You can just click if you want to skip to the practice problems, but here's the quick reteach. Let's say we've got a pair of shoes, and they were $65, on sale for $50, and the question would be what percent discount? Now the reason I have two problems side by side here, you'll see in a second. This other problem, we're going to do these side by side. These shoes last year were $50. Everybody wants them. People are freaking out. People are buying them. The company can't make enough. So guess what happens then? Price goes up. Right? If everybody wants them, let's see how much money we can make. Went up to $65. For this problem, what is the percent increase? Okay, and yes, that's on purpose that I've used the same numbers. Okay, so here's how we do this problem. We put the change over the original, which means they changed by, they were 65, now they're 50, so they went down $15. The negative sign helps us remember they went down. What was the original? 65. And then we make that a proportion as a percent. Okay? So, I'm going to cross multiply and solve here. You could do any other technique you want. 65 times x, negative 15 times 100. Divide both sides by 65 is going to give us a negative answer, which is going to remind us how much the price went down. So it went down 23%. Okay, that's about 23%. I rounded off. Now, when we go over here, remember to do change over original. How much did they change by? Well, they went up 15, right? So the amount of the change was the same. Amount of change, $15 on both of these problems. That's a key point to help you understand why it's so important that you keep track of what the original amount was, or else we could end up with the same answer here, right? 15 last year, there's our original price. Okay, so here's our proportion set up correctly because we put change over original. We're going to cross multiply and solve. Divide by 50. And you can see that this time the price went up. Okay, so there's our quick reteach. And the important point to know here is, here we've got two problems with all the same numbers, right? 65, 50, same amount of change. But when we're careful and make sure that you're comparing the change to what the original was, then you get two different answers. So the different answers demonstrate that you understand what's happening here. All right, so let's do a couple practice problems. Bam. Problem number 1. So here's the practice. Okay, let's say I have 187 students this year. That is 18 more than last year. What is the percent increase? Okay, you can start working on that one. I'm going to go ahead and write down the next one. Second problem. 2001 iPod cost $349 and could store 5 gigabytes. In 2007, a few years later, price went down, storage went up. Okay, so question A, percent price decrease, how much did the price go down? And part B, the storage capacity, the percent storage increase. Okay. Let's go back to that first problem and calculate this one out. First of all, we have change over original, right? That's the most important thing. How much did it change by? Well, we got to do a little calculating. It changed by 18. The problem said so. So it changed by 18. The calculating we need to do here is to find the original. Okay, we're given this one, we're given the amount of change, we do a quick subtraction and see that 169 is the original. There's change over original. There's what percent. Cross multiply. 18 times 100 is 1800. Divide both sides by the coefficient, which is 169 in this case. Can you say that? Say coefficient. Woo! Okay. Thanks for playing along. Nobody was listening. Okay, and I have 10.7 when I round off. Percent increase. Did you get that? Okay. Whew. Next problem. Old iPod and not quite so old iPod, but still kind of old. Okay. Percent price decrease. Okay, so once again, change over original. This becomes important. We got to remember, here's original because it's older. Okay, so how much did it change? It changed by $100. It went down $100. Use the negative sign to remind you that it went down. The original, $349. Hopefully you get the idea by now, is all these setups are kind of looking the same, right? And that's the idea, is you have a system that you can trust. Okay, 100 times 100 is 10,000 because there's 100, there's the other 100. Remember, when you multiply zeros, you're adding zeros. Divide both sides by 349, which was the original price. And we have a decrease of about 29%. About 29%. Went down 29%. Okay. And then finally, let's finish this off with change over original. How much did it change by? Well, the change was 80 minus 5. What was the original? 5. Right? There's the original. Woo! So, 75 is the change over the original. Gives us what percent? There's the correct setup. And at this point, if you have it set up the right way, everything's going to work out fine unless you accidentally push a wrong button or something. 5 times x, 75 times 100. It's going to be a big number, but that's okay because it's just a number. 1,500% increase in storage. So there we go. This video is done. We did a quick reteach. We did a couple of practice problems. We cleared our throat at the end. And no one's watching, so you didn't hear that anyway. And that's it. So thanks for playing, and I hope you just crush your next test or assignment with percent increase and decrease. Thanks for watching whitchermath, and have a great day. See you later.